Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Newcastle Jets in the EFL gaming with Priesty, and we open up today's episode with an FA Cup semi-final
Okay,
against
welcome everyone. We'll
Lincoln
be starting with
City,
questions
the
now.
Imps, an even unlikelier team to make it to this stage in the tournament, although they do have a pedigree of running deep into the FA Cup. See, the other semi-final was Chelsea versus Blackburn Rovers. You'd assume Chelsea would get the business done in that game, and we, for a change, would head into this game as a really heavy favourite. You expect us to beat Lincoln City here and move on into the final, although games have to be won out on the field. See here, Lincoln City aren't going to give us anything. 5 minutes into the game, they have their first half opportunity, I'd say, a header, but he was never going to be able to get the power on that. It was a pretty regulation save there for Lawrence. As we see Taggart storm into the box, have a great opportunity, but hit it straight at the Lincoln City goalkeeper. And then it'll be Olsen's turn, get into the box. This time he plays a nice cross to Taggart, who beautiful volley, but once again straight at the keeper. In the 25th minute, they would force the turnover. McKinley would turn his man in the box, and Ewan would put us into a deserved lead. We dominated this game from the start here. You see, just after the half an hour mark, some beautiful play here. Barrios into the box, and we tried a little dink over with Taggart there. Nice effort, but it come off the crossbar. Really could have been 3 or 4-0 up already. And finally, in the 36th minute, McKinley would double our lead. And from there, it was always going to be hard for us to lose. You see, the score would remain 2-0 at halftime. We were just always in control of this game. Lincoln done well to get to this stage, but the Jets on this day were just on fire, really. See, Barrios put us 3-0 up, and from there, the game was never really in doubt. Although you see Lincoln City here, they do hold the ball up well. Nice heel to heel, forcing what should be a regulation save from Loris Thomas. I've got to show this on the replay. It's going to his left. He gets a nice left hand on it, and I don't know how that ball ends up in the back of the net. 80th minute, the ball would fall to Jacob Ramsey, who would force another good save from the Lincoln City goalkeeper. You see here, Ewan McKinley, 2 shots for 2 goals, and we would run out 3-1 victories at Wembley, which means we're on another ride to Wembley, this time to the FA Cup final against Chelsea, who got it done in penalties against Blackburn Rovers. You would have assumed Chelsea would have got the job done a little bit more easily, but anything can happen in these cup games, as you will have come to notice. Chelsea and the Jets have got a little bit of history in the cup games. We knocked them out of the Carabao Cup last season. They knocked us out of the Carabao Cup this season. So there is a bit of history there going into the game
Okay,
in the
welcome
final as we
everyone.
move into
We'll be
the
starting with
next
questions
game
now.
of today's episode against top of the table Norwich, the Canaries. Going really, really well. They're going to win the league this season. You can just nearly hand them the trophy now. It's all for the Jets. It's just a matter of that second place for automatic promotion. That's the way we'd rather do it, rather than having a nervous wait to make it through the playoffs. That home and away in the semi-final, and then the final at Wembley. If we get there, that'll be really, really nervous games. I'm not sure I can handle that the way we've defended this season. Although I feel though we've gotten marginally better at that in the last episode or so. But yeah, that's not something I really want. You see, Jacob Ramsey storm into the box. 11 minutes into the game, the Jets would take the lead against the Canaries. Although they're not in canary yellow, obviously they're in their third kit, I think. Beautiful pink there. Really nice. You see us, we win the ball back there, and Caesar holds the ball up really well. Ramsey then plays in Taggart, and we're 2-0 up just after the 20-minute mark. And once again, the Jets are on fire. I guess if there's a stage of the season where you really want to be playing well, this is it. And the 25-minute mark, McKinley there played a beautiful ball into Laird, and Laird would bury it, and it's 3-0 in this game, 25 minutes in. Although we do have a history of giving goals away, I feel a lot more confident, and I feel this one here is really almost dead and buried. You see here, half-time. 3-0. Norwich haven't even had a sniff. Moving in the second half, the 72nd minute, and finally Norwich would get their first highlight of the game, and they would bury it 3-1. 15 minutes to go. I wasn't too nervous to see Jacob Ramsey, one goal, one attempt, set up a few goals as well, played really well. He's really improved this season. Picked him up as a free transfer at the start of the year, and he's been so important in our development this season, and is a really strong part of the reason why we've gone so well. Yeah, 3-1 win against top of the table Norwich. Just goes to show how good we can be on our day. Douglas Duff, he had picked up a little injury before that game, but we decided we'd pick him and repaid us in spades here. You see Kanarowski's been at the Jets his whole professional career. Decided I want to try and give him a contract as long as the price is right. We offer him just over 2.5 grand. He wants 4 grand. We offer him 3 grand. He says, no, I'm not doing it for 4 grand. And at the end of the day, I just say, look, at 64 overall, for a bloke who's not going to play very much, if at all, next season, as we boost our squad. Look, it's not a lot of money in the overall football scheme of things, but I decided, look, as much as I love Canner, we just can't afford it. And we move into the next game against Blackburn. And you see, we get a pretty soft penalty, and the ball don't lie. It gets saved quite easily. Tame effort there by Olsen. Yeah, just Canner, you just can't have everyone at the club that you want. There's no way I'd really want to let him go. And if this was a save where we're still in the A-League, we would never let him go. But there's a save where we're moving up. We've got to move up the football pyramid in the EFL, and we just can't afford to hold on to him, unfortunately. The score remained 0-0 at half-time. You see Solanke there creates some nice space for himself on the 75th minute mark. Lawrence Thomas comes up with an amazing save. Blackburn, they would go on. They'd have one final chance to win the game. Douglas Duff, what a challenge that was. 0-0 draw, and one of the few games, if not the first game, where we've failed to score a goal, but we haven't let any in. So it's hard to complain about that against Blackburn. We know how good they are, and how they pushed Chelsea all the way in the FA Cup semi-final. They haven't been doing quite so well in the league, but really happy to take that clean sheet, although we couldn't get the goal we needed to win the game. We move into the next game of the episode against Coventry City, and they would take the lead in the 19th minute. A nice turn and finish there. Not what we wanted, but as the ball got played back to the goalkeeper, though, we would put the press on, we'd pinch that, the ball would fall to Mitchell, and he would force a really good save. The goalkeeper redeeming himself somewhat there. Just after the half an hour mark, they would play the Port Macquarie Palais in. He would storm into the box, and unfortunately, that shot would be fired straight at the keeper. And I was starting to get a little bit nervous here. You know, you have those games where you create so many opportunities and you just can't take them. And Coventry, they took their one opportunity. The goalie makes another really good save. He is the best player on the park, despite Shipley scoring a goal from his only attempt. But we play a lovely ball through there to tag it, and once again the goalie's in the right spot at the right time. Just after an hour mark, they were still trying to break down the door, and it was Taggart. It was probably the worst shot we've had all game, but it somehow sneaks past, and it's a deserved equaliser. You can't argue with that. And the 70th minute mark would play Clinton through. I thought I stuffed it. Ball would fall back out to Castro. Nice turn there. Hold it up into McKinley, and he would bury it. And deservedly in the lead. We've had all the ball. We've had all the chances. It's hard to argue with that. Taggart there, a goal from his 2 assists. He's done really well this season, Adam Taggart. He just, with the pace that he has, you know, it's going to be hard to stop him, especially at the championship level. I'm not sure how well he'll do if we do get promoted, but he's a good player to have coming off the bench, even at the Premier League level with the pace stats that he has. That's it for today's episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.